All right, welcome back. It's May 3rd, and we're going to go look at the S&P 500 as per the usual, what we typically do here. So let's look at a day like today, which was a little bit kind of lackluster movement throughout the day. I mean, let's just look at the regular RTH. We had a high of 0.2 so during regular trading hours, and we had a low of 81. So not bad, about 21 points, but certainly not 50, 60, 70 points like we've seen on some days when the market will really move. So let's actually look at a 2-minute chart and break this down. Of if you're looking at, we talked about in the pre-market, we said somewhere between this 92 half and I think it was 89.75. The low ended up being 90 right there. And then we were looking for a push to a back up to about oh 05 area. We had a KP up here at oh 05 half, and that kind of stalled out, and they couldn't get even this next push, couldn't get back up there. But that still moved 12 and a half points from where we first called, the getting into this trade here. And then from there were just in map, there were really a number of opportunities kind of either way. One of the things that we said that was important coming into the afternoon once they broke down over here, and there was never, if you go back and you remember, so Friday we had that, so Thursday, let's go way back. Thursday, we had that high, and then they had a pretty decent sell off. I think it was 68 was the low of the day, 41.68, and then they came all the way back to 42.09. And if you remember on Friday, we said it was still not a breakout. It was just a bounce, and we said that the market had broken down, but there had been no breakout back up. And so what does that mean? It means we're still sellers. And, instead of talking about it in a way that's confusing, traders say the market broke out. And they mean that like it broke out of a trading range. But did it break out to go up or did it break out to go down? So we got some of our smartest traders together and we came up with this idea of calling it a breakout and a breakdown. It's breaking down for lower, breaking out for higher. So if that's not terminology that you're familiar with, that's stuff that we talk about in MAP, and it's important to know the difference between a breakout and a breakdown. Or you can talk about them like they're the same thing, even though they're complete opposites. So what happens? They hold, they came back here. Shocker, 92.50 holds to the tick right here. So even if you bought down here at 90, that's 12 points that it ran. It came down here, could have gotten back in at 92.50. It came back up here again to 0150. That's 9 points again. So this is a 20-point morning, the first hour of trading just on those two trades. Okay. Then it came down, broke below the low here, and we had some stuff down in here. We said there was a lot going on in this 87 half, 86 area. They probed to 85 half right here, and then that ended up holding and came back up to here. And we said if they couldn't really get above 96 quarter and show strength up above there, then more selling to the downside. We'd see more selling. Okay, so above 96. So let me just bring this over and show you. So first of all, when it was down here at 1011, we said it should come back to test the low 90s, even 95 plus. But then let's just go look here, just so you can get an idea of what we're doing here. That was over here. The market was trading right around here. And we said they should come back at least into the low 90s, potentially 95 plus. Then we said if they couldn't get above 96 and show and really have strength, so right here, if they can get above 96 here with strength, then we'd get 02, 09. But if that holds for lower, then more selling is possible. And then what happened? We said right here, if they couldn't, so we said over here, if they didn't break, let me just break it down for you. If they didn't break over, so when it came back down here, we said if they couldn't hold, it came down. Here was 92. We really wanted 89.75 to hold. It didn't. They came to 88.75, so they broke it by 4 ticks. They came back up and tested the CP. And then we said they would need, so check this out. This is at 12:24 Pacific time right here. You can see where this is happening, 12:24 Pacific time. And we said unless they take out 92 and hold with strength, then a new low of the day for RTH should happen. So that means, so over here, let's just look at where we are, 12:24 right here, said if they don't break above 92 and hold up above 92 with strength, then we would get a new low of the day for the regular trading hours. Now, the regular trading hours, the low of the day was right here at 85.50. And where did it go? If you remember, we talked about that anywhere between 82 to 79 earlier this morning. It broke, came back up and tested 90 right here, and then new low of the day for RTH. And that happened 30 minutes after we posted that. So from there, you could have sold 90 and all the way down here. That's 8 points if you just took that. It's 9 points if you took it to the low, which, let's be honest, you wouldn't have. You would have taken it off here at the KP. So 8 points on that trade. One trade, 8 points. Okay? So there's that. And then you have right here, this kind of held up going into Globex. And this was not a good sign. In our live trade signals, let me just show you what we said right here about the break in live trade signals. It's not good for the market overall, this break. So just for a learning opportunity, the market should not have come below 89.75. So, you know, that was back over here, and then we said it wasn't good and it would get us a new low of the regular trading hours, which of course it did. So anyway, that's pretty overall fairly lackluster day, and a lot of traders struggle on days like this. But if you know what you want to be doing, you know you want to be buying or selling, or at least where you want to be buying or selling, on days like this, I find it pretty simple to trade it both ways. But you know, if that's not your thing or you're maybe not great at that, just pick a direction. In this case, the direction would be down, at least for the time being. But you're really not a seller in the long-term picture. I mean, we have to basically say that since the market started, short of some kind of a Great Depression or a financial market collapse or something, we're basically bullish. Now, as day traders, that doesn't mean that there's not room. There's plenty of room intraday to get both sides of those moves. So, but right now, we have bearish targets, so we have targets that are lower, and we haven't broken out for higher. So you just stick with selling it until it either achieves those targets or it breaks out for higher and we can switch to buying it. And so for the time being, it's worked out fine to be selling it. So on a day like today, you predominantly want to be selling with scalping buy side if you know are good at that, or that's the kind of trade that you like to take, or the kind of trader that you are. But I want to go back to something that I said on Friday, which is that if you just took the one trade today, if you just got long off of 90 area at the open, which I talked about in the pre-market video, or during the open, I talked about that area. And if you just got long at 90, it gave you 12.5 points from there. If you do that one time a week, and that was it, take the rest of the week off, if you just do that one time a week, then you can make so much money. So just find one thing that you're really good at and do that one thing really well, and then you can start adding in other things as it comes along and as you get better at it. So, um, that's find something, get good at that one thing, and then you can add in other things as well as you go along. So, hopefully that helps. We'll be back here. What's going to happen tonight? I don't know. I'm going to turn my computer off and I'm going to go spend time with my wife and kids, and I'll come back and see what it looks like in the morning. We have lower targets. We could easily go achieve those targets. We have plenty of room that we can bounce a bit more up higher. But, oh, let me do it. Let me go show you. Uh, so here's tomorrow's prediction points. Didn't change a whole lot. Okay, so that tells you a few things. But look at this big gap down to here. I swear since Thursday I've been talking about coming back into the 60s or the 50s, and it has been almost impossible. I mean, this doesn't really count. I mean, we did come in, but I mean lower down in here. Man, it's been almost impossible. So we'll see if they're going to actually get this move down into here and what that would look like. But for the time being, it hasn't broken out. Okay, it's we broke down. It hasn't broken back out. We still have targets lower. We're still predominantly sellers unless something changes. So I'm going to sign off. We'll come back in the morning. We'll see if anything's changed. I'll give you a pre-market review or pre-market update, and we'll go from there. Hope everyone has a great night. Thanks for tuning in today, and I will see you back here in the morning.